Sheila, does the live stream sound good over there? Oh my gosh, we're going. Hey, before the live stream starts, which I can assure you is going to be a very fun time, I would love if you could join me over on Patreon at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. If you really like the channel, or maybe even just like it a tiny bit, there's a $1 tier that tells me that. Say, hey, Adam, here's $1 a month. I support you a little bit. You're fine. If you really like what I'm doing, maybe think about joining at a larger tier membership. There's a gold, there's a platinum, there's an unobtainium, which is just absolutely bonkers. But with those membership tiers, there are different perks. Say you're a gold member for $10 a month, you get an exclusive vlog. And these are well-oiled machines. These aren't just some like thrown together, slapped together crap. They're very highly edited. I'm telling you a little bit more about my personal life. You get a glimpse inside all the magic and all the wonder that is Adam Olinger. Spoiler, it's exciting stuff. If you get higher up, of course, the perks stack. You can get up to 3 vlogs a month if you become a Mithril member for $30 a month. Yeah, I'm shilling out for myself. What do you want me to do with this time? I'm in the background working my butt off trying to get this live stream up and running so that it doesn't freeze like that. It's awkward, it's embarrassing, and believe it or not, it's happened many times. So while I'm doing that, maybe take a second or two, sign up for Patreon at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies and get ready. Be prepared for a fun live stream and get those super chats ready. I appreciate it. It's what keeps the lights on. All right. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Sheila, you're fired. Welcome to Adam Does Movies Live. It's not a Tuesday. It's a Wednesday. They switched things up. Things have changed. Things have shifted. They're in my hands, but at the same time, they're out of my control. If you can make sense of any of that, you're doing better than I am. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. Channel's a little light. It's a little sparse this week. I've been doing a lot of work at my real job. Believe it or not, I have another job outside of YouTube. They've been busting my hump. I don't appreciate it, but I kind of have to appreciate it all the same. I also, and this has been something I've been talking about for many months now, going on maybe half a year. I finished my script, the final version. I crossed the T, I dotted the I's, and I'm happy. I'm very happy with how it turned out. And today I just put the finishing touches on a pitch deck, aka a movie Bible. It's 21 pages. It's an overview of the movie, the characters, the plot, and I'm really pumped to get it in front of people and then to be shot down and have all my dreams shattered. But you know what? At least I'm trying. At least I'm putting myself out there. And if I could give myself a pat on the back, I just did. All right, today is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a quicker show unless I get a lot of super chats that come in and blow me out of the water. But otherwise, I plan on going through a brand new list that Rotten Tomatoes put out a few days back. It was new to me then, but we're getting to it now. So it's going to be new to all of us all over again. They talk about all the movies coming out for the rest of the year. And I have to tell you, I'm surprised and I'm actually excited for a good chunk of these. I feel like the COVID days are behind us and now we're starting to get some of the good stuff again. Looking at the chat real quick to make sure that audio's okay, video's decent. I can see my mic is kind of peaking. Let's just shift that over there a little bit more so it's not peeking out, popping out. I know some people, it's cool to have the mic like out of focus in front. I never like that. I'm not into that. I'm doing it my way. Okay, let's get started. Unless I have some other news. Let me see if there's anything else. Audio good, little high. Good audio, Adam. Little high. We can turn it down. I pushed it down a little bit. If I need to tweak more, just let me know. I will. There's a bad echo in this room. I do have another announcement, and this is going to correlate with a vlog I put out just a couple days ago. So if you want to get the details, definitely sign up at the $10 membership level. And for those of you that are at the higher ones, I have 2 more vlogs scheduled. One's going to come out tomorrow, and then a third one for Mithril members will be right at the end, the tail end of this month. I'm just under the wire. But the busy news that's been going on is we sold our house before it even got onto the market. So we have a month to get out of here. We're going to go into a rental for a year. So I'm going to have a temporary studio for a year while we get funds ready for a new place. It's a whole lot of there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and again, it's all in the vlog. I'm not going to bore you here. This is a movie channel, not an Adam's personal affairs and what's going on in his life channel. That's what those vlogs are for. Okay, let's get started. I'm adding to the stage. Let me enlarge myself a bit. What we have here is a nice list of what to watch from Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what they have coming out. I'm going to go ahead and react to these announcements, and I'm going to give you what I think are some of the best movies to look out for coming out this year. So in April, which believe it or not, we're pretty much done with, we have The First Omen. I saw that film. I reviewed it. I think I thought it was all right. Nothing amazing. I don't recall saying it was bad. It seems like if you say a movie's okay, that the translation is he hated it. It wasn't good. He hated it. I remember saying that the Sydney Sweeney one was better because they were basically the same movie and the Sydney Sweeney one came out first. And so it wins kind of by default because The First Omen had the same pretty much concept and yeah, whatever. If they were flipped, I might have said The First Omen's better just because of when they came out. I don't know. First Omen was fine. If you're into the Omen movies, you're probably going to like it a lot more than I did. Monkey Man, I also reviewed on the channel. I liked this movie. I didn't love it. I thought I was going to love it. The trailers were fantastic. It has that John Wick vibe set in India. Dev Patel is really good in this role. In fact, it was really nice seeing a John Wick movie where the guy's a bit more youthful. I love Keanu Reeves, but Dev is moving around fast. He's chucking guys. He's just got that youth on his side still, and it's definitely playing out in the film. But the shaky cam really hurt this movie for me. I know other people didn't mind it, but man, that shaky cam was out of fucking control. Up next, we got Civil War. Also saw this one. Look at me going to movies and reviewing them. It's the reviews on the channel. Really enjoyed this film. Polarizing, but not for the reason that people might think. It's not political. Again, people will say, no, it's absolutely anti-right. And then funny enough, other people will say it's absolutely anti-left. That's an American thing. We have Democratic, Republican. There's only two sides. And apparently people think it's like a sporting event where you have to pick a team and that's it. It's a mess. It's a mess over here. But Civil War is really not about that. It's not about that at all. It's about after things have fallen down and we're following the reporters, we're following the press and how they have to get behind enemy lines and they have to have a couple screws loose in order to even do this profession. You have to love the thrill of it. You have to have a reason why you're going out there. And typically it's a lot more than just I'm doing it for my country. There's a wild side to these characters. There's a freedom there that you just can't experience in other jobs. And it comes at a cost. Sometimes it's death. Kirsten Dunst is fantastic in this. She's war-torn. She's hungry for that big scoop. And she's also just burnt out. She's also burnt out. Good movie. I really liked it. I think there's some people that hated this. The promise of a more political fueled film was maybe in the trailers. I mean, I certainly thought it was going to be more politically fueled and have pick sides and really go for broke and just take it all on, but it doesn't. And I appreciate what it is because I think in the long run, this movie has lasting power. It's more universal. In 10 years, you can watch this movie and apply it to whatever's happening then. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a period piece in history. And for that, I enjoyed it. Abigail. This is a movie I reviewed just last week. I enjoyed this one. Again, this was one of those movies that was getting like massive buzz in my circles online. People were head over heels for this. They loved it. It's a smaller horror flick with a modest budget. It's a vampire movie. It's a comedy. It's kind of pushing tropes out the window. It's playing with things. The final act falls apart for me. Still doesn't ruin the film. I thought this was a fun movie, and I recommend you go see it if you like this. If you like horror and if you like vampires, it's an easy win. I think the ballerina angle, because the whole idea behind this one is Abigail is a ballerina vampire. Why is she a ballerina vampire, not just a vampire child? Because Megan was really popular last year. Megan the doll that was like 11 or 12. So they had to do that with this to get people interested. Like the ballerina thing is useless. It doesn't play into the story at all. It's just there. And I think it was a massive mistake from marketing to show that this girl was the vampire. If you could manage to go to Abigail blind, not know what's happening, that reveal would have been fantastic. But as it stands, I think basically everyone went into this with the knowledge that Abigail is a vampire girl, and you have to wait for 30 plus minutes in order for her to even turn into this thing. It's just kind of spinning its wheels once more. Would have been a lot better had I not known. I did not see this one, but it is out. The Ministry of I can't. What is this? Ungentlemanly. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Henry Cavill. This is a Guy Ritchie flick. Guy Ritchie. I've been sleeping on the guy. He's come out with banger after banger. People have been yelling at me because I've been missing them. Listen, I have one theater that's even near me, and it's a shitty Regal, and their times are atrocious for some of these films. This movie, The Ministry, had one showtime, and it was in accordance with Abigail. It was one, that's not the right term, but it was playing at the same time as Abigail, so I had to choose between them. My beautiful Henry Cavill or little Abigail the vampire, and I chose Abigail. I don't know if this movie's any good. I don't think I'll probably get to it because there's 2 movies coming out tomorrow that I'm going to be seeing instead. This one might just get lost in the shuffle. I'll probably check it out on streaming. But let me know. Let me know if it's any good. I am going to this tomorrow. Boy Kills World. This is the new film with Bill Skarsgård. I know nothing else about it other than it's a crazy action film. Don't know the plot. There's a plot here. I guess I could read it, but I don't want to. I'm going to go in blind to this one. I'm hoping that it's really energetic, really visceral. There's some good violence, some good gore, and I'll be set. I'm excited for this, though, tomorrow. And this is the other one I will be seeing tomorrow, Challengers with Zendaya. This is where she's part of a throuple, or I don't know what it's called. I think that's what it's called when there's a threesome scenario going on, a throuple, when you're in a relationship with 2 other people. That's probably not right. But yeah, that's what this is. It's a love triangle film set around a tennis profession. I couldn't think of the way to form a sentence. Set around a tennis profession. I wrote a script. Subscribe. I can talk. I have a way with words, as they say. I saw a random post on Instagram the one time I'm on there a day, and it said that Zendaya, Kirsten Dunst, and Emma Stone have all been in tennis films. There's not that many tennis films. And all 3 of them have played in Spider-Man movies as MJ or Gwen Stacy. It's kind of funny. All the Spider-Man love interests have been tennis players in a film. I mean, I can't even count. I don't even think I need. I don't even think I need 2 hands to count all the tennis movies out there, and 3 of them star Spider-Man girls, Spider-Man love interests. I can't tell you a thought one way or the other on Challengers. Listen, Zendaya's a beautiful actress, but she's just like bones to me. I'm 40. I'm 41 actually. I'm an old bear. I'm no spring chicken. I'm no cub. I'm sure to the young gentlemen out there and young ladies, Zendaya is just gorgeous, and nothing would be better than having your time with her. But I look at her and she's so thin. I feel like I would break her. I would just touch her and she would just break. She's just so thin. So I don't know. It's supposed to be a sexy film. I might not be the target audience. I can't talk. We're going to move on. Not the target audience. Fall Guy trailer. David Leitch, new film. This has got Baby Goose in it, Ryan Gosling. It's got Jim Halpert's wife. What's her nuts? Emily Blunt, it says. That's her name. Emily Blunt. I've seen the trailer for this film 5,322 times. I'm already sick of this damn movie and it hasn't come out yet. It is about a stunt dude who's going to have to go in some dangerous situations and take over as like the lead character in the film. It kind of looks all over the place in the trailer. I don't know if the movie's going to be the same, but I'm excited for it, but I'm also fed up with the trailer. I've just seen it so freaking much. I hope it's not 7 hours long either. It feels like a movie because the previews for this are I think 3 minutes long each. It feels like a movie that's going to be a half hour longer than it should be. That's just my thought. That's just my guess. Ugh. May 10th, Back to Black. With it's a Amy Winehouse vehicle. R.I.P. Pour one out for Amy. They tried to bring me back to rehab, and I was like, no. Try to bring me back to rehab. I'm done. They made a movie already. It was called Amy. It was a documentary style thing. It came out 5 or 6 years ago. I reviewed it. It was boring. It's the story of pretty much every pop star sensation, R&B, really pick your poison, any musician. They get a ton of fame, they fall into drugs, they have bad relationships, the drugs kill them. That's the story of so many of these people. And yeah, she was very talented, but did she have more than one album? I don't even know. I truly don't know. I only remember the Rehab song and maybe one other one. To have 2 or 3 movies on you already is impressive, but I just don't care. I really don't. I don't even know if I'm going to go to it, to be honest with you. We have the first super chat of the night. It took a long time, but we got one. Shot out of a cannon. Drew Skizzy for $4.99. Some say it's the best super chat of the night so far. What do you think will be the top 5 biggest movies at the box office this summer? Well, I know number 1 is going to be Deadpool 3 because the trailer itself has had an insane amount of views. I've watched that trailer probably 5 times myself. I was like a giddy schoolboy when I saw that it was out. I ran home. I showed Connor. And then I showed Olivia separately so that I could experience their excitement and joy. It was, I mean, we're pumped. We are very pumped for Deadpool 3. I think that's going to be the movie of the year pretty easily. I do think Joker 2 is going to do good numbers. I don't think it's going to do as well as the first one. I think that one's a bit of a lightning in a bottle scenario, personally. I think the fact that they're kind of going into the musical route more is going to hurt it. But we'll see. I'm definitely wrong. I could definitely be wrong. He said 5. There's no way I'm going to be able to give you 5. Maybe if I remember after I go through this list, I can come back to it. I can circle back. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is coming out May 10th. I'm pumped. I'm not super pumped. I really enjoyed the last Planet of the Apes trilogy. I thought it fell apart in the final act, though. The third movie in the new franchise let me down. There's no fucking war for the Planet of the Apes. There's no war in that entire movie. And some idiots online will go, Adam, it was an internal war. It was metaphorical. No, it was not metaphorical. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was the internal fight. That was the metaphorical war. This last one was supposed to be the big war that ended it all, that killed humanity. Instead, it was kind of a retread of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where the apes are back in prisons, and it's sad and depressing. And no, it was kind of it left on a downer, on a bummer note, especially for Caesar, who was such an awesome character. I thought they did him dirty. This new one takes place way down the road, like 800 years later or something crazy, something bananas. It's going to have talking apes, of course, on horseback, of course, with guns. We have apes on horseback with guns. I'm pumped. There was a protagonist in this, a young, hot actress. Don't know who this person is, why she looks like Tomb Raider in this movie. I'm not sure about that either. So Lara Croft is going to be this smart human that's somehow still alive, left over from some human civilization. The apes are curious George. They're going to capture her probably. and I think we're gonna get something more akin to that original Planet of the Apes. We'll see. I am excited though. If teaser. Oh, so we have If coming out. John Krasinski directed. This is a human animated hybrid film. I have not watched a trailer for this, and I'm gonna be frank. You can be Mark if you want. I'm not excited about this at all, and that's based on nothing. I don't know what it's about. I haven't watched a trailer. Not excited. I don't know, something about I couldn't even put my dick on why I'm not excited. I'm just not. But we'll see. I will go to it. I'm going to give everything a chance. And this could be one of those fun films where I don't see a trailer ever and never find out what it's about. And then I go to it and I go, wow, this was actually really fun. It's a great family flick. Who knew? Who knew? Also in May is The Strangers Chapter 1. So this is another reboot, remake, something or another. The Strangers is an old film. I think they've redone it a couple times. Oh, let's look at the synopsis. This installment of the Strangers horror franchise begins a new trilogy. Yep. This time around, the murderous strangers stalk and terrorize a young couple on a road trip to their new home in the Pacific Northwest. What's new? They're always terrorizing. That's what strangers do. Okay, the trailer was fine. It didn't really show much. It's a teaser. It could be good. It could be bad. Little annoyed by the remakes, but that's where we're at in the world. I'm pumped for this. Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. This is a George Miller joint. George Miller, whose last movie was 1,000 years ago with Mad Max Fury Road. Interesting, they're calling this a Mad Max Saga. Feel like they always put the cart before the horse when they do titles like that. If you remember X-Men Origins Wolverine, that moniker implying that there's going to be X-Men Origins other things, which was the plan at the time. When that movie came out, Fox was yapping around, chatting about how they're going to make X-Men Origins Cyclops and X-Men Origins Cyclops. I made myself laugh. They would never do that. X-Men Origins Magneto was floated for sure. X-Men Origins Cyclops. Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, is telling me that this is going to be multi-purpose. There's going to be several films that are going to come out with this saga thing going on. I'm not sure. Romero, Miller is taking his time. He's taking his sweet time. I said Romero because this looks like a George Romero film. Not George. Is it George Romero? That can't be right. Who did the Sin City? Now I got to look. Hang on. We got to look. Is it Robert Rodriguez? Romero. Why can I not remember this guy's name? Director. It is it is George Romero. Okay, George A. Romero. Whatever. And I was wrong anyways, because that's not the guy who I was thinking of. I was thinking of Rodriguez. This looks like a Rodriguez movie. It looks more cartoony than the last one, but maybe it's just the higher res visuals and whatnot. We'll see. But I like Anya Taylor-Joy. I'm still butthurt that they did not have Charlize Theron reprise her role as Furiosa. Let's be honest, Mad Max Fury Road was really a Furiosa movie too. The fact that they even titled it Mad Max is a bit disingenuous. The dude's behind a mask for 85% of the movie, barely talks. It's a Furiosa vehicle. Ugh. Garfield movie. Chris Pratt as Garfield, of course. Just everybody wanted it, apparently. Samuel L. Jackson's in this? Who the hell is he playing? Odie? Is he playing the Samuel L. Jackson Odie? Give me back my spaghetti, bitch! Nicholas Hoult, Cecilia Strong, Vin Rames. No Aquafina to be found. So maybe there's a chance for this movie yet to not be incredibly annoying. Chris Pratt sucks as Garfield. I'm sorry. There's no way around it. Him as Mario was already pushing the fucking envelope. I gave him a pass there. It was fine. It wasn't good. Okay, it wasn't good. You have all the actors at your disposal, all the voice actor community at your disposal. You go with the big name, Chris Pratt. Fair, fine, but let's not kid ourselves and say, "Oh wow, that was the best voice they could get for Mario." It was not. And as Garfield, it sounds even worse. It's such a disconnect. Bill Murray was a good pick. I liked Bill Murray as Garfield. It just doesn't work from the trailer I saw either. And they're making him this like spunky, upbeat cat. Garfield's depressed. He's like Eeyore. He's miserable unless he's eating. And even then, he's no Peach. He's no sunshine. No care for Garfield. Oh God. The Crow. Dwight, what book would you bring on the desert island? The Crow. Harry Potter and the what does he say after that in the office? Harry Potter and does he say the Philosopher's Stone? Because of course he would use the original title. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. No. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So good. The Crow looks like shit. I don't know what's going on. They're kind of doing the Joker makeup from Suicide Squad, complete with the teardrop under the eye. He's just missing the damaged across the forehead. This is terrible. I'm not looking forward to this at all. I like Bill Skarsgård. He's having a year. He's got 2 movies coming out that I know of, but this one's just not doing it for me. The trailer's really emo. And yes, I know, The Crow. The Crow is synonymous with emo, but this is emo. I'm trying to think of an example that I could give. I'm trying to think of another movie. I can only think of a video game. There's a video game called Infamous for the PlayStation 3, I believe. 2 really solid Infamous games. And then when the PS4 came out, they announced a new Infamous and a new character. And the new character was kind of like this jackass character. He had the tats, he had the dumb hat, he was like super skinny and scraggly. I didn't like him. And I don't like this. I know The Crow. This ain't it. All right. We have Hitman with that guy, Glenn Powell. I don't know what this is. It's Richard Linklater based on a 2001 article in Texas Monthly. What? This action comedy from Richard Linklater stars Glenn Powell, Anyone But You and Maverick, as undercover police officer in Houston, Texas, posing as a hitman who breaks protocol to help a woman stuck in an abusive marriage. All right. Sounds like a pretty fine action romp. Jason Statham must have been busy that day when they picked. All right, let's move on. Bad Boys, what you gonna do? Milk this franchise till there's nothing left. That didn't rhyme. We have Bad Boys Ride or Die. How the fuck do you not... This isn't hard, Hollywood. Is it because they used it on the third one and this is what we were fearing would happen? Was the third movie called Bad Boys for Life? I think it was. They wasted the number 4 on the third film. This should have been called Bad Boys for Life. It was primed for it, and they threw it in the trash. So I'm already half out on this movie. I like the Bad Boys films. This one could slap. This one could certainly slap. I think Will Smith is capable of a slap. We'll see. We'll see if that slap happens. Trailer didn't do much for me. The trailer was actually kind of an ugly mess, to be honest with you. There was one cool shot that was poorly edited together where he throws the gun and the camera spins. I miss Michael Bay for Bad Boys. I think Michael Bay is really what makes these films special. Obviously, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are great together. It's a good combo. But you need Bay. This is the type of film that requires Bay. It requires a director who will yell, torture, and pretty much ruin the actor's ability to have a good time. And that's what I want to see on camera. Inside Out 2. I just watched the trailer for this for the first time earlier today. I didn't even know one came out. I must have been sleeping on it. And I just kept thinking to myself, so they're going to make Riley gay, right? That's what we're going to do with this one. Riley's going to be gay. She's a hockey player, a little bit of a butch sport. Yeah, that's where they're going to go. And whatever, it's fine. I imagine this is going to be a tearjerker like the first one. I really like Inside Out a lot. The second one here looks to bring a lot of the same emotions, plus new ones, literally new emotions. We have a lot of extra baggage. There's anxiety. There's, I don't know if depression is one, but it certainly looked pretty depressing from a lot of that trailer. I'm pumped up for this. I think this is going to be a great film. I love this cast. I don't know. Pixar could use a win, to be honest with you. The last couple Pixar movies I saw were pretty miserable. The last Pixar movie I really liked was Luca, and they didn't even put that thing into theaters. I think this year it's going to theaters, just as like a screw you to the studio by Disney for not releasing it originally there. But I really liked Luca a lot. I can't remember what they've come out with. Turning Red was fine. I enjoyed that, but I didn't like that one near as much. Onward sucked. The Bike Riders. What is The Bike Riders? Austin Butler, Jodie Comer. No, is it Jodie Comer? Yeah, Comer. We enhance. Tom Hardy, Michael Shannon, Norman Reedus. Okay, this is a big cast of the people that I would expect to be in a film called The Bike Riders. Oh, I think I did see a trailer for this. I wasn't huge on the trailer. What the fuck? This was that thing that happened. Like, sorry, a thumbs up just came onto the screen. Oh my God. Because I film off the new iPhone and I have it in cinema mode, but I did not disable gestures. So I can do these stupid gesture things. There's another one for fireworks. Let's see if we can make it happen. Somehow you can do fireworks by waving your hands around like a dipshit. Maybe it's two thumbs. Oh, I need to hang on. It's thumbs. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I should have timed it better so that when I said, and they say that, then the fireworks would come on. All right, let's focus. I'm sorry. I don't know much about Bike Riders. It could be fine. Not jazzed. Oh, I am jazzed about A Quiet Place Day One. Lupita starring in a sidequel, I suppose you could say, a sidequel of A Quiet Place. This is going to be day one in a more cityscape background. Let's read the synopsis instead of me just talking out of my ass. With the thrilling exception of the second movie's opening scene, the action in A Quiet Place franchise is taking place after the super deadly aliens have already invaded. Yeah, so this is going to take place, basically think World War Z, where a good portion of this is going to be the chaos, the bedlam, the anarchy, the absolute ridiculousness of an alien invasion. I'm excited for that. July, we have Beverly Hills Cop. Skeet dee 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 skeet dee 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 fleet dee 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 boom 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 skeet beep 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 skeet beep 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 beep. Dan 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 dan. I'm done. Axel Foley, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy has been gone for a long time. He was in Coming to America 2. Coming to America. They didn't call it that. I didn't watch that. I really like the first one, although granted it's been 25 years since I've seen it. I had no desire to go back to America for the sequel because I saw what they did when those legacy characters come back in Zoolander 2, an atrociously unfunny film. Dumb and Dumber 2, equally as bad. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. I have very little hope that this is going to be good. It's a Netflix exclusive, which already has that going against it. Eddie Murphy hasn't really done anything funny in a very long time that I know of. Yeah, I don't really have much here that I'm excited for. Although I'm looking at this cast, they got a lot of the OGs back, and they're bringing in some fun new characters. We got John Ashton, Paul Reiser. We got Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this one, and Kevin Bacon. K-Bake is in this one. Judge Reinhold is returning. Love Judge Reinhold. My favorite Judge Reinhold. It's not a cameo, but he had a role on Arrested Development in season 3, where he plays himself as a as a mock judge. Judge Reinhold's. I can't remember what it was called, but it was hilarious. Like Judge Reinhold's courtroom, and since he's a judge, he gets to play one. It's so funny, so stupid. Speaking of funny and stupid, we got Despicable Me 4. I'm an unapologetic Illumination fan. I think they get it. They get what families are looking for. Really dumb, nonsensical, colorful humor that doesn't overstay its welcome. These movies are all an hour and 25 minutes. They got fart jokes. They got slapstick humor. They got some cute, fun one-liners and characters. It's not high art. All right, let's not make any mistakes about it. This isn't Illumination stuff. This isn't even Disney stuff. But it's got its place, and you either are on board the train or you're not. I have kids. Granted, they're getting older now, and they don't care. So I guess I can't even use that excuse. Listen, I like Illumination, okay? Sue me. Despicable Me 4 looks fine. It looks like a fine time. All right? Let's move on. I like the Minions. Oh, here we go now, Maxine. This one I'm intrigued by. That trailer was great. Takes place in the 80s this time. We got Ty West returning for his trilogy finale. The first one being X, the second one being was it Pauline? No. The hell was the second movie called? What was it called? Pauline. X sequel. The fuck was it called? Don't tell me in the chat. I'll learn on my own. Pearl. Pauline. Pauly Shore, the second movie, the prequel, Pauly Shore, the movie, Pauline. I'm gonna call it Pauline from now on. So Pearl, aka Pauline, the prequel. I didn't like it. I didn't like Pearl. I don't think a lot of people do like it. I think this is a barbarian situation where people think they have to like it because it's art, but that movie sucked. Okay. Pearl was not good. I'm standing on this hill and dying. All right. I will die on this hill. Pearl was not good. X was awesome. Maxine looks really good. All right. Maxine feels like it's going to be its own thing, but also have that horror element, that slasher vibe. Maya Goth is back again. I'm in. I'm all in. Didn't care for Pauline, though. What's that Savage Garden song? And they're flying to the moon and back on the wind. In a hill, my baby. This movie's called Fly Me to the Moon trailer. That's why I'm butchering the Savage Garden song. Every time I need to see your name, then just close my eyes and I'm taken to a place where you don't mind. Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, Che Tate. Haven't seen Channing in a while. Woody Harrelson's in this. Opens July 12th. I haven't watched a trailer for Fly Me to the Moon. Probably gonna. Is it based on a true story? Love Simon director brings us the romantic comedy. Ugh. Rom-com. My least favorite genre. Next to miserable artist who falls into depression and drugs. It's set against the backdrop of the 1960s space race, when a marketing guru, ScarJo, is hired to help jazz up the populace about NASA's efforts to man a mission to the moon. This sounds decent. I don't think it needs to have the romance angle. That's just kind of boring to me, but I'm digging the marketing angle to it. I like that. That was always my favorite aspect of Mad Men, was the marketing. Next up, we got Longlegs. What the hell is Long? I think I heard about this. What was the Nicolas Cage movie? That's right. Cage had a couple movies scheduled for this year. Cage has a couple movies every week. What am I talking about? This is a horror thriller film. I remember the trailer being interesting, and that's all I remember. I'll go to it, of course. I'll review it. I don't really have anything to add. I guess we could read about it. I can't say this person's name. Micah Monroe and Nicolas Cage star in the horror thriller about an FBI agent, Monroe, on the trail of a serial killer who discovers links not only to the occult, now I'm interested, but also to her own family that must act quickly to prevent another tragedy. Sounds decent. You have my attention, movie. Kyle Nelson for $1.99. Beautiful super chat. Give the camera 2 thumbs down. Oh no. What's that going to do? I'm going to do it, Kyle. That was sad. What's one do? Does it just show the thumb icon? Yeah. Bloop, 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 bloop. It's been a long day without you, my friend. We miss you, Paul. We miss you. Thank you, Kyle. Gotta love those gestures. Technology is so wild. It's so crazy. All right, we got Twisters. I love natural disaster movies. Even the bad ones are somewhat fun for me. The volcanoes, for instance, where Tommy Lee Jones takes his whiny, bitchy little daughter who looks like she's 25 in the movie, and he jumps with her off of a van over some magma. That crap is terrible, and I eat it up. It's a bad movie, but I think I've seen Volcano several times, and that's depressing. Dante's Peak, Day After Tomorrow, 2024. Feed me all of this garbage. I love it. Twisters is the king of the heap. Twister is a solid movie, or at least I remember it being kind of solid. Bill Paxton. It's been a long day without you, my friend. Pour one out for Paxton. Game over, man. Game over indeed. What were we talking about? Twister. It's got Helen Hunt in a tank top. It's an easy win. All right, mark it down. So what do we have with Twisters? Some boring ass, not remake, but the trailer showcases every goddamn thing in the first movie. It's basically a carbon copy. Dorothy's back, shooting up little things into the tornado. They have the sister tornadoes like they did in the first one that were going across the ocean. The only thing missing is the cow flying by, which I bet something does. I bet a sheep flies by. They're like, sheep. And then a couple minutes later, bah, another sheep. And then what's his nuts over here? Glenn Powell's like, I think it's the same sheep. How dare you? I like a good disaster movie. It's possible this works out. They rarely ever do, though. They rarely ever work out. We got a couple more super chats. And shot out of a fucking cannon, Perm, for $10 says, sup, Adam. Hope we get some good movies this year. Also, really like the rants. Keep those going, please. Oh, yes, Perm, thank you for the reminder. Guys, it's kind of disgusting that we don't have a million subscribers on this channel, for starters. But secondly, on Adam Does Rants, I have maybe 8 or 9 videos over there. They're popping. All right, they're popping. Basically, I'm just bitching about first world problems. And some strangers have made their way onto Adam Does Rants. They don't know me and my humor, and apparently they can't take a joke because they're getting a little offended. Some of the comments are like, you don't understand the struggles that regular people go through. You're up here in your privileged life, sitting on your high horse, sitting up in your castle walls. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm in on the joke. I'm complaining about a neighbor who has a blue bag stapled to the side of his gutter, and it's driving me up a wall. It's a blue bag. It's been there for 6 months. What is in the blue bag? Why is it out there still? Put it in the goddamn garbage. I'm sick of looking at it. It stands out like a sore bag. It stands out. It's annoying. I send photos to some of my buddies every Monday. I do a bag check with them to let them know I'm okay and to tell them the bag is still there, haunting me in my nights, haunting me in my dreams. Yeah, subscribe to Adam Does Rants. It's good. I do have a couple videos going up over there. One of them is going to be on the dentist and how he thinks he's better than everyone. And truth be told, he is. Or she. No, it's always a man. It's always a man. I'm joking. We actually have a female dentist. It's like a unicorn, though. It's like, wow, good for you. Maybe the patriarchy hasn't won out after all, Barbie. But yeah, they are better than us. They're doing what they love. And they love doing weird shit, looking in people's gross ass mouths, and they have a smile on their face. They get to go home every day and say, I'm living my best life. No one in their right mind would spend that much time going to dental school unless they like it. There's no other way around it. You like doing that stuff if you're a dentist, but I'll get into it. I'll cover it. There's going to be a lot of rants coming up. Kyle Nelson for another $1.99. Give us the devil horns. That didn't do anything. Is it supposed to do something? You just want me to give you devil horns? Am I doing it wrong? I don't know what that means. Can you dab? Dab doesn't do anything. Sorry, Kyle. I dropped the ball, I guess. I don't know how to do devil horns. Up next, this is the one we're all waiting for, folks. Deadpool and Wolverine. I didn't do a trailer reaction. I'm the only person on planet Earth that didn't. I love this trailer. Let's freaking go. It looks great. It's the same Deadpool we love. Same Deadpool we remember. Trailer's fantastic. They got Wolverine, Hugh Jackman in his OG comic accurate costume, sleeveless, beautiful, yellow, shining bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. It looks great. They're even doing kind of the hair thing with the down the middle. I know he did that a little bit in the other ones, but it's a lot more pronounced here. This trailer is funny from top to bottom. Looks like it's going to have a lot of action. It's going to play into the MCU stuff. Their playground, their sandbox is way larger now. Before, Deadpool had to, he was handcuffed into Fox and their properties, which were the X-Men and I guess Fantastic Four and a few other like smaller ones. But now he's got a big world to play in. He's got Thor. He's got Hulk. He's got Ant-Man, which we see in the trailer where there's a hollowed out and they're inside the husk of a large Ant-Man as their base. They're jumping through portals. We're going to have multiverse stuff in this. Play to fun effect. Hopefully they jump into Endgame at some point. There's just so much they can do. And what I'm hoping for here, and it's probably not the popular opinion, but I want a Ready Player One this bitch. I want a Ready Player One Deadpool movie. Where Ready Player One got criticized, both the book and the film, was it was nostalgia porn. It was an ode to all the great Spielberg stuff and everything we remember. The Memba Berries were all over that film. There's the DeLorean, I memba. There's King Kong, memba. There's the T-Rex. There's a Mortal Kombat reference. There's Chun-Li. There's the Ninja Turtles. Great. If it's wrapped in a great package with fun new characters and an engaging storyline, hell yeah, give me all that junk. I'll put it in my tummy and I'll enjoy it. I'll savor it. And so now we got Deadpool, who's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Fuck yeah, bring on all the nostalgia bait you want. Because the movie's already funny as hell. Deadpool is a great character. He's established it over 2 movies. And now we get to see this great buddy road trip with his boy Hugh Jackman. Yeah, this is an easy win. This is going to be the movie of the year. When's it come out? When's it come out? July, of course. End of July. July 26th. August. Borderlands, a.k.a. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 4. This looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. I've dabbled in Borderlands. It's not really my cup of tea. but I get the vibe. I mean, listen, it looks just like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's funny that it's an Eli Roth directed movie because it doesn't look like an Eli Roth directed movie. This is the same guy that did Thanksgiving last year. Not quite this one to one. This is the guy that did Hostel. I like Kate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, take it or leave him. Mostly want to leave him. Jack Black is voicing, I can't remember the Claptrap, I think is the name of the character. It looks like a fun movie. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. This looks like a good time. Will it stick the landing? Who knows? But I'm convinced so far. Speak No Evil, another remake because we haven't been sick of those yet. It's got James McAvoy though as the lead. This looks like a good psychological thriller. I don't have much else to say about it. I'll go to it. Hopefully, I mean, McAvoy's fantastic. In a smaller stuff like as Professor Xavier, he manages to bring that emotion and that heart to the role. Or to Split, where he really showed off his acting chops, playing several different characters. Very impressive. Trap trailer. I don't. Oh, that's right. The new M. Night Shyamalan movie. I didn't watch the trailer for this. I'm not going to. I like going into the Shyamalama Ding Dong films fully cleansed. I don't want to know what's going on because that's the fun of his movies is what's in the mystery box. Is it going to be an exciting reveal? I'm staying away from any trailers for this film, but I will be there. And more times than not, M. Night disappoints me in some way or another. But I appreciate the hell out of his directing style. I like that you can tell his movies from other people, mainly because the actors don't act like actors or people. But still, they're a fun ride. They're a fun ride. Alien Romulus. I was trepidatious on this one. I thought maybe we're going back to basics. We got a new crew. We're not going to keep trying to play off the horrible decisions Ridley Scott made post Prometheus with Alien Coven shit. We're gonna get back to more of a sci-fi horror vibe. But then this teaser came out and it looks like Alien 1 all over again with a new team. It really looks like the same movie. Facehugger, it's a bit more frantic. It's kind of a marrying of Alien and Aliens. Hopefully it's different enough where it doesn't just feel like another carbon copy, a Twisters scenario again. First impression is fine. It's a solid okay. We'll see what they can do. Oh, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, folks. I like how this video is age restricted too. August 16 is Alien Romulus. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Kraven the Hunter is coming. Aaron Taylor Johnson vehicle, August 30th. I know you've been craving him, and he's here. The Hunter, hot off the heels of Madam Web. It's Madam Meantime, fresh off the wings of Morbi shit. We have our brand new Sony Spider-Man universe movie that doesn't have Spider-Man in it, Kraven the Hunter. What an embarrassment Sony has become. In September, I'm not looking forward to Kraven, if that wasn't obvious. In September, we got Beetlejuice. If the film can manage to be as fun and creative as that title, we are in for a treat because that's a great title. Beetlejuice. Also indicating we will probably get a third one, maybe in another 30 fucking years. We get Beetlejuice. Tim Burton's back. Michael Keaton's back. A lot of the cast actually returning, with Jenna Ortega, of course, being the new lead. She's going to be the young character that Beetlejuice is going to stalk and befriend, I suppose. The movie looks like the same thing again as the first one. Who knows? Usually these legacy sequels don't live up to the hype, but I'm having a hard time thinking of a positive here because Tim Burton hasn't made what I would say is a good movie since Big Fish. And Big Fish is a fantastic film in my opinion. I love that movie. I think it's Tim Burton's opus. And it's been way down here since then. But he's saying that the practical effects are going to be all over this thing. It's going to be closer to the original than it is going to be, say, his Alice in Wonderland train wreck films. Oh my god. Oh, Transformers 1 comes out September 20th. When I heard there was going to be a Transformers film that was going to be animated and it was going to be something likening the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, something closer to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I was pumped. I was hyped for this. And then I watched the trailer. Holy crap, this looks like shit. Granted, it's clearly skewing younger. I mean, way younger. This looks like Paw Patrol levels. But then they talk and they throw some swear words out or some saltier dialogue. And then I scratch my head because who is this movie for? Optimus doesn't sound anywhere near as foreboding or have that gravitas that he used to have. Peter Cullen's nowhere to be found. Obviously, we have Chris Hemsworth in this. We got Lawrence Fishburne. I love my fish. I love my Lawrence Fish, but this just doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. The jokes didn't land. This looks like a dumber version of an Illumination movie, if that's possible. That's what I'm getting from this. Hard disappointment from that trailer. In Rocktober, we have a rock. Well, we have a rock. In Rocktober, we have a rock opera of sorts. We have Todd Phillips' new film, Joker 2. Harley Quinn is in this one. Harley Quinzel. Trailer was pretty solid. I mean, I've said my piece on Joker. He doesn't seem like Joker. He seems like a mentally disturbed. Well, I mean, Joker's mentally disturbed, but Joker, he's madness with a point. It seems like he's madness that's planned out. He knows he's crazy. That's the brand. The Joker in this first film is just truly disturbed. He's not a clown prince. He's not out for anarchy and chaos. He's not planning and plotting. He's a patsy. He's a guy that other people rally behind. And I don't know what they're going to do with this one. First impression, it looks like a lot of it's going to be in his head. These dream sequences, these musicals, they're all going to be in his head. And that's going to be 80% of the movie. And if that's the case, I'm bummed out. Visually looks beautiful. There's no denying that Joaquin Phoenix does a great job as this character, Arthur, but he's not my Joker. He's not my Joker. He's Joker in name only. I like Gaga. I think she'll do good in this. Star is Born, she killed it in that film. The 14th remake of A Star is Born. I always forget that this movie's coming out. Terrifier 3. I enjoy the Terrifier movies. I don't consider them like upper echelon, high dining horror films. They're really stupid slashers with terrible acting, really cheesy, campy vibes to them, tons of gore. But you know what you're getting into with them. You can have a good time with them. They're very disgusting, and I imagine this one's going to up the ante even more. I thought the second one went way too far down the I'm trying to think of the word to use here. It went way too into the backstory and the mythos. That's the word I was looking. It goes into the mythology of something. The teen becomes like this sword wielding badass because she traveled through a different dimension. Honestly, the whole thing was just nuts. And I can't say I was vibing on it. It was definitely going for more of a retro 80s vibe. Had a little bit of a Stranger Things feel with that synth wave stuff. Hopefully this third one gets back to the gorier, grosser, grimy look. But I have a feeling they're going to go even further with the second one. We got Wolfman, another remake, bringing back the classic monsters. Still a bit early to speculate too much about this film, but Universal's next classic monster reboot comes courtesy of the director who brought us the surprise 2020 hit, The Invisible Man. I really like The Invisible Man. I really enjoyed that film. So now I'm actually really interested in this. Julie Gardner and Christopher Abbott attached. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. That's when did I say? October 25. November, we have Well, step aside, Craven, because we got Venom. Venom. Venom's so lame that even Eminem had to provide maybe his worst song to date. That song sucks. Venom: The Last Dance is coming out. The Venom movies are trash. I don't know how people can like them. They're so bad. Tom Hardy returns for the third installment. The second movie was a fucking wedding where Carnage broke out of prison to get married. The Carnage in Let There Be Garbage, Let There Be Carnage, was him killing the police and the security guards at the prison, blowing up a helicopter, and then going to a church to get married. That's the freaking plot of Venom 2. That's what they did with their best villain, Carnage. Once I get out of jail, I'm gonna get married. Dun, dun, dun! Not excited for it. Gladiator 2. Why? Ridley Scott returns to ruin another one of his legacy films. He looked at Alien and said, my work here is done. Not only did I pour gasoline all over this thing, I strapped a bunch of bombs to an android named David, kicked him into the smoldering heap on the ground, and reignited another explosive, fiery turd on the big screen with Alien Coven shit. He's coming back for Ridley Scott, or he's coming back for Gladiator 2. I just don't even, I can't even muster up excitement at all. Wait. Oh, I'm looking at Gladiator 2, and the trailer is Moana 2. I thought maybe I was losing my mind, but okay, this is the second thing. Moana 2. I like Moana. I'm a sucker for Disney princess films that aren't titled Wish, because that was shit. Moana was a great film. Very fun. I have no reason to believe that Moana 2 won't be good. I think it'll be fine. It's probably the only thing Dwayne Johnson has done that's less than mediocre. Wicked Part 1. This looked terrible from the teaser. Looked really, really bad. Looked like a Disney Plus film. I know Wicked is a very popular Broadway thing, so this is an adaptation of that. It's going to have its baked-in fan base. They're going to have to win over others, though. Going to have to win over some others, and this didn't do much for me. This looks like those Alice in Wonderland movies by Tim Burton, but it was a teaser. We'll get more. I'll go. I'll let you know. You know what else looked really bad? I thought was Wonka with Timothée Chalamet, and I ended up enjoying that film. Loving it? Hardly. But I thought it was a solid flick. Will I ever watch it again? No, I'd rather not, but it was a fine one-time watch. This could very well be in that category. In December, we have Untitled Karate Kid movie, hot off the tracks, hot off the tail of the Karate Kid TV series on Netflix, Cobra Kai, that's been going strong for many years. I don't know if it's still happening. They're going to marry the Jackie Chan, Will Smith's kid. Was it Jaden Smith? They're gonna marry that with the original Karate Kid film, if I understand correctly, because I think Jackie Chan's playing Miyagi. Am I doing this right? Yeah, Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan would star alongside each other in the new film as their characters Daniel and Mr. Han. Oh, interesting. Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Han are in the same universe. They have been the whole time. I never saw the Karate Kid with Jackie Chan because I don't hate myself that much. But I guess they're not technically. I guess technically that's not a remake. It's different characters. That's all right. Where's Hilary Swank? Where's she at? Bring her in. Bring in the next Karate Kid. Bring in Swank. If we're gonna marry him, let's get Hillary in the mix. All right, no excitement for that film. The Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim. How do you say that? Rohirrim? The War of Rohirrim. That can't be right. I love Lord of the Rings, but I don't claim to know anything about the books, which I assume this is coming from. Warner Brothers' latest film in the Lord of the Rings universe is this animated prequel. I'm out. I don't care about the animated prequel. Stop with the prequels. Rings of Power was absolute shit. And I went to bat for that piece of shit. I gave it a couple episodes when they wisely released 2 episodes and then went quiet. Amazon released the first 2 episodes. Yes, they were slow, but they were very pretty, overly digital, of course, but they were very beautiful, very large scale. You could tell a lot of money went in. I thought the lead protagonist was fun. She was cute to look at. They were built up all these characters, and then it just goes straight into the floor. Nothing ever happened in the freaking show. It felt like it was padded and spinning its wheels for eternity. I didn't even get through it all. I ended before the final episode. That's how little I cared anymore. Do I have any excitement for another Lord of the Rings thing from Warner Brothers? No. Warner Brothers is just as embarrassing these days as Sony. Maybe more so. Because Warner Brothers has a huge catalog of amazing movie properties, and they're ruining all of them. What they did to the Fantastic Beasts, what an embarrassment. I can't get over it. You have Harry Potter, one of the most beloved film franchises of all time, and they decide, let's make Fantastic Beasts and focus it on some dipshit named Newt Scamander and a bunch of idiots, and let's make the most convoluted plot of all time. Doesn't make any sense at all. You need a roadmap and a thesaurus and everything else to figure this thing out. It still doesn't make a lick of sense. And then let's not even finish it because we replaced our actor a couple times and we couldn't even come up with a finale that would service anyone because no one cares about Fantastic Beasts. That's just one example of a myriad of mistakes Warner Brothers has made. Look at what they did to The Matrix, my beautiful Matrix, you pieces of shit. How did you get that movie made like that? What about all the canceled projects? Batgirl, I'm sure it was trash. I'm sure it was wonderful trash that we could have celebrated like Madam Web. But we'll never know because they canceled the thing when it was done. Same with the Looney Tunes movie and a bunch of other stuff. You motherfuckers got rid of that Gumball contract. My son Connor loves Gumball. I got into it. It's a really fun, quirky, animated, clever show. Very creative. I was looking forward to that new series and a movie that was supposed to happen. But nope, the deal's off. Warner Brothers trying to save some coin. Joke's on us. No, I hate Warner Brothers. They're a shadow of their former selves. And so them doing more Lord of the Rings, now screw them. Nah, I don't give a shit. We got a new Lion King film. Mufasa, go fuck yourself. Mufasa the Lion King is it's a prequel. It's a prequel because they've worked out never. Live action Lion King. By the way, the live action Lion King, I've said this before, but it's like top 15 highest grossing movie of all time. Because nostalgia is a dangerous drug that will become a poison if you allow it to. And Disney has taken that poison and they've continued to make live action remake after live action remake. Lady and the Tramp, Pinocchio, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King. It's all happening. Every one of these fucking movies. The Jungle Book. What's another one? What's the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is coming out. Cinderella they did. Some of which aren't shot for shot, line by line, show by show, got these ladies toe to toe. Some of them do their own thing, and that's why I appreciated The Jungle Book. It was different. Granted, it was pretty much the plot of The Lion King, but I enjoyed it. Cinderella kind of did its own thing. But yeah, these new ones are just, they're soulless cash grabs. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't care about Mufasa. The Lion King live action CG thing was absolute trash. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Okay, I still have not had any confirmation if Jim Carrey's back. I'm hearing mixed things. They're not listing him here. They talk about him in the article. IMDb, I think, might list him, but it doesn't matter. It's placeholder. He's, as far as I know, is retired from acting. If they got him back, I'm all in. I love Jim Carrey. I'll see every Jim Carrey movie he ever comes out with. I think he's a talented actor and very funny, but he can also do drama. Sonic is fine. Sonic's fine. I don't have a problem with. I don't have a beef with the Blue Blur. I don't have a beef with the Hedgehog. Didn't think Sonic 2 was that great. Overly long, overly stuffed. We spend, for some reason, 10 whole minutes on a wedding fiasco with a bridezilla. There was just some weird choices in that film. Hopefully this third one gets things back to basics. Back to the Hedgehog. Skitty-dee-dee-dee, flitty-dee-dee-dee-dee. Nosferatu. Old school's new school again. We have another remake, baby. Robert Eggers' The Witch, The Lighthouse, coming strong with Nosferatu. I'm all in. I like this director. He has a very eerie vibe to his stuff. Very dark, very grim. Perfect for Nosferatu. I'm going to keep my eyes on this one, but I'm excited for it. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. We're all feeling it, right? Although I do think Across the Spider-Verse is very overrated. Very overrated. They cooked too long. We let them cook too long. It's a long ass movie. It shouldn't be that long. There's some weird things where they married some live action shit in there. I don't want to see a live action Donald Glover in one of the cubes. It's just, this doesn't work for me. Still love it, but I like Into the Spider-Verse quite a bit more. I am very excited though for Beyond the Spider-Verse whenever it comes out. It's TBD right now. It's the only good thing Sony really comes out with. That's not a PlayStation 5 thing. All right, that's my list. I have only, it looks like, one more super chat. So if you have a chat, if you have a super you want to throw at me, if you want to ask me something, if you want to tell me something, now's the time. Take a drink of water. I'll give you a couple seconds to reflect on whether or not you should say something to me, and then I can feature it on this video. And keep in mind, these videos stay up. They're like a fly in amber. People come by, they stumble on this live video years from now, and they say, Adam, this guy's weird. He's okay. Adam does movies, but look at this person, this commenter who came on the live and said this. What a profound statement. Wow. We should maybe make a statue erected in his honor. We should write books and sonnets about this person who had this brilliant pick for a film that no one even thought to talk about, or he just had this wise idea in his brain that he let the world know about with a super chat. Good for him. And I guess good for me for allowing you to be on the platform and say your piece. All right, I rambled. Let's see what we got. The One for $2. They're filming last season of Cobra Kai right now. Interesting. I like to throw out Adam fun facts once in a while, and here's a fun fact for you. I've never seen an episode of Cobra Kai. Just throwing it out there. Never seen a single episode of Cobra Kai. It's an Adam fun fact for your Wednesday night. And that ain't right. We got one more super chat from Kyle Nelson for $2. Thank you, Kyle. Indiana Jones Temple of Doom is the best prequel. Yeah, I've heard this before. I've heard that, Temple of Doom, technically a prequel. They didn't really advertise it as a prequel. I don't recall. I don't remember my dad ever saying, let's watch the prequel Indiana Jones. But then again, we never really called things prequels in the 80s and 90s. That became a thing that happened later. I think Star Wars episodes 1 through 3, that really kicked off the whole prequel thing. George Lucas, again, ahead of the curve. Really, really had his eye on it all, didn't he? He really set the standards. He set the stage. We got one more from Perm for $2. Firing on all cylinders tonight, Adam. Ha ha. Double ha ha. And for that, Perm, we fireworks. Fades out. Maybe we end on that. Maybe we end on a firework or we end on a rain. There's a song by Katy Perry called Fireworks. It was a huge hit. Because baby, you're a firework. I never really liked that song. But man, was it big. That album was absolute gold for her. Wow, that album was fire. I saw Katy Perry in concert with my wife before she cut her hair and got all weird and made that eyeball album. It was a fun time. I think that's the only pop princess artist concert I've ever been to, where it was basically this massive arena of screaming girls, and it was an experience. It's definitely an experience I'll never forget, one I don't plan on replicating ever in my life. But yeah, it was a time. It took us, I think, an hour to get out of the parking lot. Really a nice feather in the cap to the night. Got one more from the Juan. $2. No Stallone the film this year. Sad day. Yeah, Stallone, he's doing that TV show, right? The Family Stone, play on words, with his daughters, with his bizarrely attractive daughters. I guess his wife wasn't anything to shy away from. Stallone, he's just got to catch her mitt for a face. But yeah, he produced some really good seedlings. He's got that show, if you're into the reality TV, in air quotes. I can't think of the last Stallone movie. Oh, God. Why did you remind me of the Expendables 4? You know what, Juan? Let's let Stallone have a year or two off after coming out with that absolute abomination that was Expendables 4. That film was atrocious. That made my top 10 worst of last year or 2 years ago, whenever it came out. Complete nightmare fuel. Hated it. We got one more from Kyle Nelson, too. Give us a peace sign. And then I ruined it by cutting away. Let's do it again. What's to do? I am not a crook. Oh, it does celebration. Oh, I got a good one for the peace sign. Hang on. I gotta get into it. You're all gonna float down here. That was my Pennywise. I always tell my kids there should be a brother to Pennywise called Dime Dumb. And he's not scary. He's just an idiot alien who fell to Earth named Dime Dumb, because that's the opposite of Pennywise. This is the kind of highbrow humor I bring to the table over at the Olinger household. Good old Dime Dumb. Wait, what is this? Am I seeing this right? That looks like an awful lot of money. Is that, what is AR? What is AR5? Andre Antonio Gonzalez Caceres. I can't say the last name. Andre. What is ARS 500? What ARS currency? Argentine peso. Oh, it's a peso. That looked like a lot of money. That threw me off. But either way, thank you for the pesos, Andreas. The Jupiter Ascending is coming. I know I'm behind. I'm always behind when it comes to the Patreon requests. He's an unobtainium member, so he gets a request for a bad movie roast. My last bad movie roast was Matrix, whatever that crap movie is called, Regurgitations. That film was terrible. I am working on Jupiter Ascending. Because of the housing stuff and everything going on there, it kind of threw things into a whirlwind for me. I wasn't planning on selling my house in a week before it actually went on to the full market. And so that's kind of like put me into panic mode for a while, but things are calmed down now. We have a month to get our affairs in order and figure out if we have a house or not. That's always fun. But the Jupiter Ascending roast is in production still. All right, it's happening. What are we on, Wednesday today? You got to give me one more week. Give me one more week, and it's going to happen. And thank you for your support, sir. I appreciate it. And on that note, I think that's a great note to end on. Why don't we end with some fireworks? Because, baby, you're a... and then they just give me one. I planned it and everything. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. Oh, such a lot, such a huge amount of work to do this. Act like a dumbass for a while. Okay, those are my thoughts on the upcoming movies. Actually, a big amount that I'm pretty excited for. Pretty thrilled by a lot of these. I got 2 coming out tomorrow that I'm interested and eager to watch. I will have reviews on both of those videos. What is it? Wednesday. Look for them Friday and Saturday. I should have back-to-back reviews. Okay? Got those reviews in me going back to back. Little Drake for you to end the night out. So I got the reviews. I'm going to have Adam Does Rants videos going up. I got a couple in the works for that channel. So please subscribe to Adam Does Rants. Really trying to pump that one up. Did you know? Here's another Adam fun fact for you. Those videos are basically pro bono. I don't make a single dollar. I don't make a dime. I don't make a dime dumb off of any of the videos on Adam Does Rants. So maybe become a Patreon. I'm basically doing charity work over there, because the threshold to make any money on YouTube now is you have to have over 1,000 subscribers. We're fine. We're pushing almost 4,000 over there now. And you have to have, I think it's 3,000 hours of watch time. I'm not Mr. Beast. It's going to take a while to get 3,000 watch hours. I think as of a few days ago, the channel's at 716 hours watched. We're getting close to a third of the way there. And I've been on the channel doing those videos now for maybe a month or so. So if I do the math right, it's probably going to take 6 months before that channel sees even a few dollars of revenue. I'm 41, folks. I mean, not making money on things that you're putting a lot of time to when you're 41, that's just sad. so thank you guys for watching. Become a subscriber over there. Let's get those numbers pumped up. Just put them on in the background. Just have them play on repeat, and we'll trick the system into thinking that people are watching. All right, have a good night, and I will see you soon. Take care. I'm so